Its National Spokesperson Pule Mabe today. An internal grievance panel of the party will hear allegations of sexual harassment levelled against Mabe by his personal assistant. The 26-year-old woman cites two incidents in which she says she resisted Mabe's advances, one at the St. George's Hotel outside Pretoria and the other in Limpopo. Mabe is currently on leave following the sexual harassment allegations against him. The ANC says he requested that he be allowed to be absent from work until the finalisation of the internal grievance brought against him. The governing party has since accepted his request and will only be speaking on the matter following its finalisation. Meanwhile, the ANC's Women's League has called for his suspension from the party pending the outcome of the case. The ANC says it will ensure emotional and psychological support is provided to the victim. Well, for more on this story, we cross to our reporter Mbali Tatani, who's in Johannesburg for us. Mbali, what's the latest there?
Well, Nompu, we are currently here at Luthuli House, and of course we do know that this disciplinary process, which is of course underway, is taking place here at Luthuli House. But to just give us further details on this matter, we are now joined by the acting spokesperson of the ANC, Mr. Dakota Lehuete. Now, so we do know that this disciplinary process has officially started. What can you tell us?
It's not a disciplinary process. I think, let me start there. It's a grievance hearing panel. What happened is that the victim brought a grievance against the spokesperson, whom the victim was a PA of the spokesperson at the time when she brought these particular allegations. So the officials of the ANC on Monday discussed the matter. The Secretary General, Comrade Isma Khashula, was mandated to establish a panel which will deal with the hearing of the grievance. The panel is composed of Comrade Dumo Dlamini as the chair, and the co-chair is Comrade Toko Didiza. As we are talking now, the hearing is on in our building here. Both the victim and the perpetrator are here with their witnesses, and our chair and co-chair and the presenters of the ANC are also here, which will be acting as the prosecutors. So what will happen from this particular process is that once all evidence, all assessments are done, there will be an outcome of the grievance procedure in line with our staff manual. Then that particular point, we expect it to be concluded very soon, maybe within 7 days. An outcome, we must have received it in terms of the whole process. So as the employer, the African National Congress, for now, we have committed through our Human Resource Department to assist the victim with all necessary support, be it emotional, psychological. We have also at the same time respected the rights of the perpetrator, his rights to representation, and all necessary rights to ensure that this process is fair and square. What we have also appreciated is the gesture of Comrade Pule for stepping aside, in the meantime taking leave, so that he does not unduly influence the process as a senior comrade who's also a spokesperson. But at the same time, there's no intimidation to the victim and the witness of the victim. So far we are happy with the process. As the African National Congress, we expect an outcome at any time within 7 working days. And at that particular point, I think we will know as the organization what course of action to take going forward, depending on the outcome from the panel.
And how important is this grievance procedure towards the ANC? I mean, you've detailed that you did compile a panel to come and deal with this specific issue. How important is it, and is the party taking this seriously?
Look, as the African National Congress, you know, from time immemorial, we've been a non-sexist organization that is pushing for that particular point. By non-sexism, we talk to gender-based violence, oppression of women, the issue of isolation and marginalization of people based on their sexual orientation. Those are some of the things that we define when we talk of non-sexism, because we believe that all human beings and humanity is created equal, and all humanity must be treated the same, and all humanity must be given the same opportunities and protection. And as the organization that have advocated for all times, since after the Freedom Charter in 1955, the question of non-sexism, the question of being straight, fighting gender-based violence. And we do it not only during the 16 days of activism, we do it throughout the year, throughout the calendar years. Even now, that's why this particular case, we take it serious, because these allegations are not allegations that we can take it light, because they are intransigent from our policy position, including things that we are opposed to as the African National Congress. And that's why we want to give both the victim and the perpetrator the right to state their case, and upon that, the proper assessment and a final sanction needs to be made in terms of what course of action or administrative action needs to be taken going forward.
And how many witnesses will be allowed to come and be part of this grievance panel so that they can corroborate the stories of those implicated?
Look, I'm not allowed to disclose the venue. I'm not allowed to disclose the perpetrator or the victim, even though it is known that Comrade Pule Mabe is involved. I'm not allowed to disclose witnesses for their protection, because this is not a full-blown disciplinary hearing or a court case. It's a grievance procedure. It's an internal process. So we have to protect it for now up until we make necessary pronouncement as the organization. But for now, each of the parties has got their witnesses, and I am not privy to that particular information, except probably if at the time when the panel pronounces the outcome.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dakota. That is, of course, the acting national spokesperson of the ANC, who's just giving us more information in terms of what is expected to happen in this grievance matter, which the ANC is, of course, hearing. We do know that on that panel is, of course, Stumo Dlamini, as well as Togo Didiza, and they, of course, are hearing this 14-page letter that was sent to this 26-year-old, who is, of course, the ANC spokesperson's PA, Mr. Pule Mabe. And, of course, she has detailed a number of accounts which these incidents have taken place. Those in particular, one was, of course, at the St. George's Hotel in Pretoria, and another was in Limpopo. But we do know that, as the acting spokesperson has just said, that this specific process is expected to take about 7 days. We are expecting most probably the outcome to be coming out next week. It's back to you, Nombu.
Thanks for that, Mbali.